Hey, Saints fans, if you think that New Orleans is going to go ahead and take down the Washington football team, then I want you to go ahead and smash that like button underneath this video, because I guarantee you this, you're really going to like what I have to talk about today. The New Orleans Saints are going up against the Washington football team in NFL Week 5 action. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to break it all down for you on today's show. We're going to be looking at the offensive side of the football. I'm going to talk to you about the defensive side of the football. But what I want you guys to do right now is look at both of these teams coming into this game, sitting there at 2-2. And both of these teams, I think, you've seen some good signs, and you've also seen, well, some bad signs. Now, what Chat Sports is all about is interaction. So every single person that comes across this show, I want you to go down to the comment section right now and let me know who you got. If you believe the New Orleans Saints are going to win and move to 3-2, guess what I want you to do? I want you to go ahead and type no. If you believe the football team is going to take them down, I want you to go ahead and type WAS. Now, we are first going to look at the offensive side of the football, and it seems kind of weird to talk about New Orleans in the Saints offense and not really be able to hype them up. 28th in terms of total yards per game, 31st in terms of passing yards per game, both numbers you guys can see on screen. Rushing yards per game, New Orleans does have the advantage over the football team. Number 7th best in the NFL, averaging 132.8 rushing yards. Points per game, 18th best for New Orleans, 11th best for Washington. But giveaways, well, imagine a team led by Jameis Winston that's only given the ball up 3 times this year. That's tied for 4th best in the league. So what do you guys think here? Who's got the better offense? If you believe that the Saints offense is better, I want you to type so, okay? If you believe that the Washington offense is better, I want you to go ahead and type WO. Now, both teams, I believe, have high upside. However, we still haven't seen it too much from New Orleans, so guess what? I'm going to go ahead and say Washington has the better offense. What about the defensive side of the football, right? And I really thought that this team, Washington that is, was going to have one of the best defenses in the league. However, the Saints have a better defense. I mean, total yards per game, 11th best. But that's not really the number I really want you guys to look at. I want you to look at rush yards per game. Right now, the Saints are giving up 66 rushing yards, which is 2nd best in the league. 17.3. You can give up yards all you want, but if you really lock down once you get into the red zone, that is the making of a great defense. And 8 takeaways, that's tied for 4th best in the league. So I asked you about the offense. Of course, I'm going to go ahead now and ask you about the defensive side of the football. Who's got the better D? Sounds kind of weird. Type Saints, type SD for the Saints, or I want you to go ahead and type WD for Washington. I'm going to go ahead and type SD, and I'll be honest with y'all, I don't really think it's even close. Now, if you're a diehard Saints fan, and if you're always sitting there wondering like, wonder where I could get some news. I wonder if there's any cool rumors out there. Man, if only I could find a preview of the Saints games every single week. Well, guess what? I got you covered here. The rest of the Chat Sports team's got you covered. And the more subscribers that we get, the more videos that we're going to be able to make for y'all. So before we get into my keys to victory, all I want you to do is take 2 seconds, look underneath the video, and smash that sub button. So coming up right now, I got my 5 keys to victory for New Orleans if they want to go ahead and take down the football team. I am going to start with the offensive side of the football, and then I will look at the defensive side of the ball. But realistically, from top to bottom, it's kind of maybe sometimes lazy analysis to always say it starts with the quarterback. But believe it or not, the quarterback can be a very important position in the NFL. And I am going to start here with Jameis Winston and say, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, I really think that they're going to win this game. From offensive, sure, I don't think New Orleans is as strong as Washington, but when you look at the overall roster, New Orleans has a better overall roster, and as long as they don't turn the ball over and give this Washington team a short field to be able to go down and either kick a field goal or score a touchdown, I think they're going to come out on top and win this game. Now, you've seen some bad Jameis Winston, but you also haven't seen the 30 for 30 ESPN special, 30 touchdowns, 30 interception, Winston that you saw a few years ago with the Buccaneers. Take care of the ball and use this guy. My second key to victory, Alvin Kamara, AK-41. The offense goes through this guy. Another Well, doy, Mitch. He's one of the most versatile running backs in the entire league, being able to run between the tackles, being able to catch the football. Shout out to producer Matthew Peterson, who also went to Tennessee. Being able to predict what a player is going to do isn't easy. My longest joke when I used to write fantasy football articles is I can't predict the future, but I guarantee you this, Alvin Kamara was going to come out with 81 catches. Now, he did that for like 3 straight years. Last season, I believe he had 83. And it's been a little bit slower, but I really want them to use Kamara, especially in the red zone. Why? Washington is ranked dead last in the NFL right now, allowing 5 receiving touchdowns to running backs. The team that's second last, the Detroit Lions with 3. Packers, Raiders tied with 2. Bottom line is this. Once you get into the red zone, I know New Orleans has had some trouble punching it in. Guess what? Give it to that guy wearing number 41. Let's go to number 3 here. The wide receivers need to step up. And I get it. You don't have Michael Thomas. You don't have your old Hall of Fame quarterback in Breeze, but I'm done making excuses. I expect more out of guys like Callaway, and I expect more out of the entire receiving unit. Somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to start making some plays. You can't solely rely on, I don't know, Muscles McGee going ahead and plowing over 14 guys to be able to get into the end zone. Taysom Hill, couldn't think of his name, but when you can't expect that all the time, the reason why that these guys need to be able to step up, they're going to have opportunities. Washington right now has allowed the second most receptions to wide receivers. Making receptions good, but if you don't do anything with it, then it ain't that good. So they're only behind Tampa Bay. I promise you, they are going to have opportunities. So maybe there needs to be a big play. Maybe there needs to be some guys just making a few guys miss. Something needs to happen. Let's go to the point number 4 now here. Slow down Terry McLaurin. My nickname for Terry has been Terry McScoring because I really think if he was on a different team with a bigger media market, he would be in the conversation of being a top 10 wide receiver. That's how talented he is, and he's been that good since coming out of Ohio State. 25 grabs this year, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns last week, and you think about he's putting up these numbers, and think about the quarterbacks that Washington has had since this young man has come into the NFL. It hasn't been good. You shut him down, you put Marshon Lattimore on him, and this offense for Washington will really, really struggle. My last point here, make Taylor Heinicke beat you. He thinks that, I really think at times he thinks that he's Brett Favre. And there was a cool story that, hey, Brett Favre was his idol, but if he tries to do things that he did against Atlanta last week where he's running across the field and he's throwing balls over his shoulder in the middle of the field, that ain't going to fly with this defense. Make Heinicke beat you because guess what? He's not good enough to beat you. So the over-under in this game is 43.5 points. It's actually one of the more lower-scoring games, and I get it. This one's on the road with New Orleans. They also have an incredible defense. Now, the Saints are 2-point favorites, but before I give you my score prediction, I want you guys to, guess what? Give me your 2 cents. What are you thinking? Predict the score. The New Orleans Saints up against the Washington football team. My score prediction, give me the Saints 20-17, and I really think this is going to be a kind of an ugly, grinded-out game for both teams. I believe New Orleans is going to have a lead, and you might see a late second touchdown by Washington. So bottom line is this. Take the Saints to win, take them to cover, and also take the under.